Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. Today we have Week 7 of the BHDL6 Draft League Tournament, and that is going to be against Chris, also known as Pokemaster88, from the Discord server. So, we've had a lot of battles with this guy. I think this is our 7th match, ironically, actually on Scarlet and Violet, but he's a strong competitive battler and seasoned Draft League participant. We go back and forth pretty well, so we'll go ahead and get the battle on its way here. Alright, and there he is. IGN looks to be, of course, Chris, so we'll take a look and see what he has for us. So, he's got the Slow King, he's got the Zoroark, he's got the Rotom Heat, he's got the Glaceon, he's got the Clodsire, and he's got the Heracross. So, right off the cuff here, a little bit surprised we don't see the Tinkaton. He has access to that. A little bit surprised we don't see the Altaria, since he has access to that. So it doesn't look like he has hazard removal this week, aside from Claude absorbing the toxic spikes. So that might be something to look for. I kind of had a plan going into this. Other than that, kind of what we're seeing. I guess I'm a little surprised to see the Glaceon, but it is his Terra Captain, so I can't be that surprised. I think our plan was to lead Incineroar, and I don't think anything we see changes that math. So I think we just lead Incineroar here. And yeah, we go from there. And actually, we'll see how that works out. So, really important game here. We will see what we can do. Hopefully we'll do our best here and see if we can make it happen against this guy. Definitely going to be an uphill battle, though. So, he is going to go ahead and lead with the, that is the Slow King, as we lead with the Incineroar. So, the question is this the Slow King? We're going to get the Intimidate to cut the attack, doesn't really matter. The real question is this the Slow King? Because it could be the Zoroark, obviously. So, I think what we want to do here is, I don't know if I want to reveal that I have Fake Out just yet. I kind of want to, because this is a really free knockoff or U-turn on something, so this is big damage on one of his Pokemon. So I feel like it's, even if this is the Zoroark, I feel like it's more beneficial for us to just knock off instead, or knock off or U-turn. So it's too tempting to click knockoff, I think. Pop up on my computer. Well, that's not good. Okay, hopefully we can get rid of that. Let's just click knockoff and see what happens here. So he stays in. He has the berry, unfortunately, for the knockoff, the Colbur berry, to weaken the damage, and he is going to Chilly Reception out in return. So we do get a decent shot off on this thing. We get rid of its item. So I had figured this thing would be Chilly Reception. But yeah, he sets the Snow for Glaceon, and then he switches out. So Slow King has no item, which is good to note, and then of course he has Chilly Reception, so he is going to switch directly into the Heracross. So this is bad because it does, okay, and he is going to be Guts, which is also bad, so he's going to get burned with the Flame Orb. So obviously we have no business staying in on this matchup. We're going to go to our Galarian Wheezing pretty much every time against this thing. I don't think he should have too much. I mean, Facade will hurt real bad. But that's our only switch is Galarian Wheezing, so that's what we're going to do. So there it is, and he is going to Psychic. That is a hell of a surprise, and that is going to do a truckload of damage. Holy shit. Okay, so is that the Zoroark? I think that's the Zoroark, actually, but why would he... I am confused as hell right now, because Heracross doesn't get Psychic, I don't think. Surely not. That was a hell of a play on his side, though, I will say that. Yeah, I think the Zoroark gooned us pretty hard there, because I think I am 99% sure that Heracross does not get Psychic. So that is a hell of a commitment to the Zoroark play right there. That is a hell of a commitment to Zoroark, right? Yeah, that is definitely Zoroark. So, yeah, let's go back into Incineroar here because we just lose Wheezing if we don't. But yeah, that's Zoroark. So yeah, that is a hell of a play on his side. That is a hell of a bring. Flame Orb Zoroark to trick me into thinking that it was Heracross, Guts Heracross. So yeah, that is a hell of a play on his side, a hell of a bring. So that is crippling. So Wheezing took a lot of damage there. It is going to be pretty much screwed for the rest of this match. So yeah, that was a hell of a play. That's a hell of a bring on his side. So we take the Dark Pulse well. We're max HP Assault Vest. So I feel like we just U-turn on this thing now. We could fake out, but there's no reason not to U-turn. So he does switch, obviously, because obviously we know that that is not what we think it is. So he's going to go into Rotom Heat here, as we are going to U-turn out. We're going to get a little bit of chip damage on that thing, and we are going to pivot out. So yeah, so the question is, what do we want to switch into? We should probably make some notes here. So he does have Dark Pulse and Psychic, Flame Orb. That is hell of a dedication. I'm still reeling from that dedication to that Zoroark strategy there. So he's in with Rotom Heat. I think we just go in at Gastrodon, because the most this thing could do is trick us, and we'll get some spikes up that he can't remove, unless he wants to taunt us, of course. But yeah, let's go to Gastrodon here, because this thing should not be able to touch Gastrodon. So we'll go into Gastrodon here. He could easily trick us, obviously, but I think it's going to be beneficial to try and throw a layer of spikes up against his team, so we're going to do that. He could taunt us here, I'm aware of the risk, but nope, he just straight up switches. So I feel like, I don't know what Rotom is packing, but he is going to go ahead and switch into Clodsire at this point. So there that thing is, and we are going to get a nice layer of spikes up, which is good. So that is going to set some hazards for us, which is nice. This thing can also reverse hazard stack us, which is not the best. The snow does stop. Now, the good thing here is that I don't think Clodsire gets any sort of coverage for us. So I hate looking stuff up in-game, but I want to... Oh, it does get Trailblaze, okay. I don't really want him to hazard stack, and I kind of want to... I mean, I don't feel Trailblaze... If he had Trailblaze Clodsire, that would be a hell of a thing, but we've seen Flame Orb Zoroark already, so I kind of don't want to risk it. So let's just go into Wheezing here. Wheezing is pretty much dead anyway, and we can taunt this thing too, so he could Trailblaze. That would be really random, but we'll go into Wheezing here, as he does Stealth Rock, so... Not the best thing in the world, but not much we could do about that. We could have chipped him a little with Gastrodon, but that thing is pretty specially defensive. So we're just going to fire off a taunt here. He may want to stay in and further hazard stack on us, which we don't want to allow to happen. So we'll taunt this thing, and we'll get a taunt on whatever he switches in, which may be beneficial. So he is going to switch out. So the awkwardness of Wheezing versus Claude is I don't think either can touch the other, but he is going to go into Rotom here, and we are going to taunt the Rotom, which means he can't trick. So that's actually kind of worked out for us pretty well. So I think in this situation, he probably double switches here since he can't trick, and the only attacking moves do nothing to Gastrodon. But I think we just go Gastrodon against this thing every time. I don't think there's much to think about, because there shouldn't be anything this thing can do to Gastrodon. He probably... Well, no, we switched out first, so he probably doesn't double switch. So there's the Gastrodon. We do take the Stealth Rock damage, and he is going to overheat on us, which is going to do some chip damage, not a lot. It is going to drop his special attack, which is nice. And then we are going to get some HP back with our leftovers. So... in this situation, I kind of want to just throw another layer of spikes up so he's taking more chip damage, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We know he can't really do much of anything else with the Rotom Heat. We know he now has Overheat. We know that Claude has Rocks, and I don't think we've seen any more items at this point. So he is going to go for the switch here. He probably just goes to Claude again, but... no, he goes to Heracross, but is it the Heracross, though? It's the... Okay, so the real Heracross comes in now. He does take some spikes damage, and we get another layer of spikes up. So this thing, I am concerned that this thing could have Trailblaze, actually. So I want to continue to scout for that, because I am concerned that this thing could have Trailblaze. He's gonna and he's gonna be Guts on this Heracross as well. So he's really playing the Zoroark mind games here, and I think they man, this is unfortunate, because they look to have taken just about the same amount of chip damage so far too. So this is gonna make life inconvenient for us, to say the least. It's a real damn shame that Weezing took so much chip damage, but we have to just switch Weezing in here, and we're going to lose Weezing, but maybe we can get some more Rocky Helmet chip on this thing on the way out. That's pretty much all we can do. So we want to scout the Trailblaze. We'll switch in with Weezing. We take the rocks. Do we even survive the rocks damage? Yeah, we do. He goes close combat. Obviously, that takes us out. No questions there. It is going to cut his defenses, which is nice. And so he is going to take some Rocky Helmet chip, but that was pretty much the best use of Weezing we had left, unfortunately. So we lose Weezing. He takes more chip damage as well. So he's CC and Flame Orb. Okay, so now we know that. So now the question is, what do we want to do? Because we have to. I think he's taken enough chip damage that Mesprit can take him out. I believe he's taken enough chip damage that Mesprit can take him out. So that's maybe the safe play, and we might be able to catch him because he's probably not expecting Scarf. Alternatively, Mousehold outspeeds every time, but I don't know if I want to go Mousehold just yet, because we haven't scouted properly for Rocky Helmets. So the one thing that could really fuck our Mousehold is a Rocky Helmet. So I kind of want to just go into Mesprit here. So we're going to go into Mesprit. He should have taken enough chip damage at this point that we can go for a nice fairy move. So we take the Stealth Rock damage, and we're going to see if we can catch him with the Scarf Mesprit and try to take him out with a Dazzling Gleam. See what he wants to do here. He could switch to be safe. That's entirely possible. If he does, hopefully he doesn't go Clawed. He stays in, so we catch him with the Scarf and take him out with the Dazzling Gleam. So that is huge for us. We get rid of the Heracross and knock him down to 5. So I had a feeling he wasn't going to expect the Scarf Mesprit. So we got to catch him with the Scarf and get rid of the Heracross and knock him down to 5. So that's pretty big. That's pretty big for us. So Heracross is down. The only bad side to this is that now he definitely knows we're Scarf, because we wouldn't have outsped him otherwise. So he is going to come in with Slow King. He's going to take 2 layers of spikes, which is nice. We have no business staying in on this matchup with Mesprit being Choice Scarf locked. So we want to switch out into something else better suited to take on Slow King. It sucks because I don't want to keep taking rocks with Incineroar, so it sucks that every time we switch Incineroar in, we're going to have to take rocks. I feel like we probably... It's going to be a tough one. I think he probably just Chilly Receptions out more than likely, either that or Future Sights. I think that's his play. We're going to have to be, as long as the rocks are up, we're going to have to be really careful with how we play Incineroar. So I think our better bet is just to, I mean, he does get grass coverage for Gastrodon, but I sincerely doubt he would have that. Even so, Incineroar might be the play here. I don't know. Let's go Gastrodon. Gastrodon is a bit safer, I think. It just sucks because those rocks are going to really wear Incineroar down, so I wish that perhaps we would have been boots this week, but that was a calculated risk. So we come in with Gastrodon, take that chip damage from the rocks. He does go for a Scald, which is perfect, because that trips our Storm Drain and raises our special attack. So we do catch him with that. So he was trying to catch the Incineroar switching in, so we get him pretty good there. So we know that this thing has a Scald as well. So I feel like now he probably Chilly Reception's out. So with the +1 special attack, we could take this opportunity to fire an Earth Power off. His only resistance is Rotom Heat, and there's not a chance he switches that thing in. So we can pretty safely fire off a +1 Earth Power here, so that's what we're going to do. He does stay in, so we get the +1 Earth Power. Does massive damage to the Slow King, which is nice, and he unfortunately is packing Grass Knot, and we do take it, which is nice. So it doesn't do enough damage to take us out, which is beautiful. So we get both get big shots off there. We get some HP back with the leftovers. At this point, it's interesting because he knows he can't take another Earth Power. We would have to go for the Earth Power to guarantee the KO here, because I don't think... but I feel like there's no way he stays in here. He switches out, and he could actually conceivably switch to Rotom Heat, anticipating the Earth Power. But the problem is, if he stays in, I don't think Surf takes him out. So, this is going to be a tough choice. Because if we go Earth Power, he gets a free switch into Rotom Heat. I don't think Surf at +1 takes him out. I really don't. But if we could catch that Rotom Heat coming in, that would be amazing. So I kind of... It's a very risky prediction on my side to do this, but I feel like we have to do it. Surf. He does. Oh, he stays in. Damn. It's not enough to take him out. Damn, we overpredicted there. But he does Chilly Reception out. Okay, so that's interesting. So he could have grabbed the KO on us, but he chose to Chilly Reception instead. So we could have grabbed the KO with Earth Power, but unfortunately we predicted the Rotom Heat. He could have grabbed the KO with that, but he probably predicted either us to take him out or to switch. So now he's going to go into Glaceon. So that thing comes in. It is his Terra Captain, no spikes damage, so it is Boots. So that's good to note. So that thing's Boots. Obviously, he could be packing Freeze Dry. This is also his Terra Captain, so I don't think we have any business staying in here. I feel like... What do we switch into? I mean, Incineroar is not bad for this. We don't know what his... So his potential Terra types for this thing are Ground, Fire, and Ghost. So I feel like he could probably... He's probably going to be Ground, and he's probably going to pop us with a Ground attack if he predicts the switch. Do we need Gastrodon for anything else in its weakened state? It does hard wall the Rotom, which is really nice. This is tough. This is really tough. I don't know what to do. Let's go Incineroar, and if he's Terra Ground and he gets us, so be it. But I want to try to save Gastrodon for the Rotom Heat. And also the Clod, potentially. So we come in with Incineroar. We're going to take a bunch of rocks. We do get the Intimidate to cut this thing's attack, which is nice. And he is he going to Terra or not? He's not going to Terra. He's going to make the obvious play, Freeze Dry. Basically going to bounce off us. So that's okay. That's about as clean of a switch as we could have hoped for. So, so Glaceon has Freeze Dry. So I think we haven't revealed the Fake Out yet. So I think now we scout for the Terra and we try to Fake Out. I think that's our play. So let's do it. So he is going to bust out the Terra. I really feel like this is going to be Terra Ground. It could be Terra Fire, I guess, but I feel like this is going to be Terra Ground. So he Terras, and it is Ground. Okay, so I have a feeling. So he goes Terra Ground. He doesn't get the defense boost from the snow anymore, which is nice. We go Fake Out, get some nice chip damage on that thing in the flinch, which is good. He does still have Ice Body, though, which heals him up a little bit. The question now is, do we just leave Incineroar in to die? I feel like that's really our only play. Yeah, I think that's our only play right now, because we really, as much as I don't want to lose Incineroar, because it could do work elsewhere, there's really, yeah, we really don't have a switch to this thing with the Ice Ground. I mean, obviously he's going to Terra Blast Ground, I would think. I mean, we could... Now, I mean, he could overpredict and predict us to switch into Mesprit, predicting that. So it's really an interesting game we're playing at this point. But let us Flare Blitz anyway and see what happens. He goes Blizzard. Okay, so he does overpredict. We do live the Blizzard, which is amazing. We go for a Flare Blitz in return on this thing. Not quite enough to take the Glaceon out, but we do massive damage to the Glaceon, and he does heal some HP back with the Ice Body. So a little bit of an overpredict there with the Blizzard on his side is really nice. I guess at this point we did as much damage as possible with Incineroar, which is nice. We're just going to knock off. It doesn't matter. He's going to Blizzard again, and we don't take the second one, unfortunately. So Incineroar goes down. and we go down to 4 Pokemon. The snow does stop, so he doesn't get any additional HP back, which is nice. So that's good. So I'm sure he's Terra Blast ground. There's no way he's not. So the question is, do we come in with Mesprit or maybe Mousehold? But we haven't. The problem is we have not properly scouted for Rocky Helmet yet, so I don't know if I really want to come in with Mousehold just yet. Glaceon. What do we do here? We don't want to take a big shot with this. Let's go Mesprit. He knows it's Scarf, but we're going to do it anyway. So he knows we're going to take some rocks damage. So he knows that we are Scarf. So the question is, what does he switch in? Because we could... I feel like he's within range that anything we go for aside from Thunder... I mean, I don't think U-Turn takes him out. So we have to go for either Psyshock or Dazzling Gleam, I think. I don't want to go for Psyshock because if he goes Zoroark, that's bad. So I think Dazzling Gleam should take him out from that range. So let's do that. So he does switch. Can we catch this Zoroark coming in? That would be amazing if we could. Nope, it's Rotom. So Rotom comes in, and we get the Dazzling Gleam on the Rotom. Does a little bit of chip damage, not too much. We definitely switch out here. We just go Gastrodon against this thing every time. He could predict this and double switch us, obviously, but we just have to go Gastrodon every time against this thing. There's no other choice. So we go Gastrodon, take the rocks. What does he do? Does he go... He does double switch us. Okay, so that's unfortunate. And he double switches back to Glaceon, so that is also unfortunate. So, oh no, it's not Glaceon, it is Zoroark. So Zoroark comes in, he takes the spikes damage, and we are going to get some HP back with our leftovers, and he is going to take some burn damage. So what do we have to face this Zoroark is the question. What do we have? I really don't want to lose Glaceon to this Zoroark. I don't feel like we survive an attack, but we don't have a switch either. This is rough. Oof. This is a rough one. We don't take an attack. I don't think at our current HP, I don't think we take an attack from this thing. And we're just losing so many pieces. Yeah, we just don't take an attack from this thing. Yeah, we really needed Incineroar to be around to handle this thing. So... I guess we just stay in and Earth Power. I guess that's all we can do. He does go for the Grass Knot. He's got that on deck. Takes us out. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. So, we're down. Yep. So we go down. So now the question is... We have to think about this. So we know we know is basically his whole set. Alright. We have to come in with either Mesprit or the Mousehold at this point. The real question is he Rocky Helmet on anything? He very well could be Rocky Helmet on the Claude, and that would be miserable for us. I think, you know what? I think we have more of an obvious answer to this problem than I thought. We have Mesprit because we do have U-Turn. And so, yeah, we go Mesprit here. We take more rocks, which sucks. I think we just U-Turn here because he knows we're Scarf, so he knows we're going to have to do something. So let's U-Turn. What does he want to do here? We REV'd to outspeed this thing as long as it wasn't Scarf. He does go for the switch, so what does he switch in with here is the question. It is going to be Rotom, so that's kind of okay. So Rotom comes in. We get a nice U-Turn on that thing, which we're going to be able to pivot out here. And so the question is, now what do we do? We have to come in with either Mousehold or the Berserker. So, this is a tough one. I feel like Berserker is probably the answer right now, because I am not quite ready to bring Mousehold in. So, we come in with Berserker. We also, that thing could also be Scarf, and if it is, that'd be really bad. So we come in with Berserker, we take some chip from the rocks, and we get some HP back with the leftovers. So, let's just fake out, just to scout this thing, see what it wants to do. I doubt he probably stays. I mean, he could switch trying to bait the Terra out. That's also possible, but fake out's the safe play on our side, so we're going to do it. And he does stay in, so we get a fake out, does a little bit of chip damage, and gets the flinch. Now the question is, does he... I mean, he obviously... Basically, we're going to have to go for broke here, and we're going to have to go Terra Water and try to take this thing out with a Terra Blast and hope he just doesn't Volt Switch out. That's really our only play right now. I guess we could try to pivot, but if he stays in... best case scenario is he tries to overheat to take us out. So yeah, let's go Terra Water, Terra Blast, and see if we can catch this thing. Hopefully he doesn't go for the electric attack. So yeah, that's our plan. So let's see what happens. So we go Terra Water on the Berserker. Hopefully he just goes for a nice overheat to try to take us out. There's Terra Water, Berserker, and he goes for the Volt Switch. So that sucks. So nearly takes us out also. So yeah, that was a bad turn of events there. We could have not Terra'd there, but we had nothing to hit this thing with if we didn't Terra. So what does he come in with here? It is going to be the Slow King. So that thing comes in, takes a bunch of spikes damage. We go for a nice Terra Blast Water here. And does it take this thing out? I don't know. Not quite enough to take it out. But that's not the end of the world, actually. So we get some HP back with our leftovers. And so now what I want to do is 100% of the time, I think. I mean, we could knock off, but I feel like I probably want a U-turn because he just brings... If we don't U-turn, he just brings Rotom in and takes us out. So I feel like U-turn has to be the play here. So that's what we're going to do. He does just stay in. We get the grab the KO on the Slow King with U-turn, which is something. So Slow King is down. And he goes down to 4, which is something, and we also get the pivot out with Berserker, and now we have to bring in Mesprit or the Mousehold. I think Mesprit's the right call here, because it does outspeed the rest of his team. So we'll come in with Mesprit, and we take the rocks, and so now the question is, what does he switch in to face the Mesprit? So... what's it going to be? It is going to be the Rotom, so we bait the Rotom in now. So I guess we'll find out if the Rotom is Scarf or not. I guess we just have to... I mean, he knows we're Scarf, but I feel like... I think we just... I guess we could U-turn, but I feel like we just have to Psyshock. So we've kind of worked ourselves into not a great spot in this matchup, but let's just Psyshock and see what happens here. We do go for the Psyshock. How much damage is it doing to this thing? Not enough to take him out, that's for sure. He goes for the Volt Switch. Doesn't take us out. So that is not... I'm not sure if that tells us much of anything, though. I think that means he's not Scarf. And if he is Scarf, he's not speed invested. So now he comes in with the Zoroark, unfortunately. And he takes the spikes. So... now he takes the burn damage as well, and now he knows that we are locked into Psyshock, which is a real problem. So, I think this matchup might all just come down to whether or not his Clodsire is Rocky Helmet. I think that's what this matchup is going to come down to, quite honestly. I think our best bet... do we let Mesprit go down here? Or do we switch in Berserker and just let Berserker get taken out? I think that's probably the better choice, is just let Berserker go at this point. Yeah, I think that's really the better choice. Yeah, I think that's really what we got to do. I think that's what we got to do. We're not in a good spot here. There's no question about that. But Berserker gets outsped and KO'd by Rotom Heat. So yeah, I think we have to just sack Berserker to get out at this point. That's really our only play. So yeah, we're not in a good spot right now. So yeah, we'll come in with the Berserker. We definitely don't survive an attack from this thing from this range, that's for sure. So he goes for the Dark Pulse that takes us out. No questions there. So Berserker goes down, and we go down to 2. So yeah, this is not looking great for us. So we pretty much have one hope, and one hope only at this point. So our only hope. We also need to. We don't know what the last move is on the Zoroark either, so that is an open question. So we should survive an attack. Well, it's pretty much all or nothing at this point with Mousehold. So it's time for Mousehold to make its BHDL Philadelphia Pidgey debut. So Mousehold comes in, we take some Stealth Rocks. Now, we actually do live an attack from this thing, but not if he's modest. So I think, unfortunately, as much as I'd love to go for the setup, we cannot go for the setup here. So I guess we just go the Pop Bomb and hope that he is not Rocky Helmet on the Clodsire. That's basically our only hope at this point. I feel like he stays in here, so let's Pop Bomb. He does switch, so that means he's probably Rocky Helmet on the Clod if he switched there. Yep, there's the Clod. So this is probably Rocky Helmet. We're probably done for. So there's the Clod. Takes that Spikes damage. We should have tidied up. We go for the Pop Bomb. And there's the Rocky Helmet. Yep. So we were pretty much done for at this point. Yeah, we should have taken a chance on a tidy up there. I should have known the way he was playing that Clod that it was Rocky Helmet. So yeah, so we screwed ourselves big time there. So that move just cost us the game. We might have actually won. I think if we tidy up there, we win. So yeah, we should have tidied up. There's no question we should have tidied up. So we just lost ourselves the match because we didn't make a bold enough play. So we lost ourselves the game. So Mesprit's in. There's really, I mean, we could Psyshock to take this thing out. Maybe we might as well just try it, and he might just switch. Yeah, he does just stay in. Okay, so. Hopefully, I think this, yeah, we grabbed the KO on the Clod, which is something. So we grabbed the KO on the Clod, and he goes down to 3. But we are done at this point because Zoro will survive the hazard switch damage, and then we're locked into a Psychic move, and then we just lose. So yeah, so that's very disappointing. We should have just gone all in on the Mousehold, but yeah, we screwed ourselves by not making the bold play when we could have. So obviously, Dark Pulse comes through and takes us out, and that is going to be game. So we are going to lose that one, 3-0 to Chris. Disappointing loss, to say the least. We really needed that game, and he, despite us not having brought Mousehold the entire season, I perhaps maybe expected that it would come and had the helmet on deck for us, which sucks. Claude is helmet sometimes anyway, but yeah, we kind of made a 50-50 that ended poorly for us at the end of that game, and we should have just tidied up. We really should have just tidied up, because if we get that tidy up off, we win. So we really just should have done that, and so we didn't, and we lost. So very disappointing. With that loss, the Philadelphia Pidgeys will fall to a 3-4 record here in the BHDL6, and it is not looking good for us because we don't really have a very good differential either. So this is, unfortunately, things are not looking great for us. We're not eliminated from playoff contention yet, but things are not looking the best for us at this point. So yeah, we really have to, in order for us to make it going forward, we really have to win big our last 2 weeks and hope for a couple of specific teams to lose. But yeah, it was still a pretty good match here today. But yeah, we were not making the plays we needed to make in this one. So, but it is what it is. You know, all we can do is hope to try and regroup next week. And yeah, we're gonna be at this point forward just fighting for our lives the last 2 weeks. But yeah, that's where we are right now. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So that's it, and we'll see you next time.